In the northwest corner of South Vietnam, nestled among 4,000-foot high mountains, steep ravines, and thick jungle foliage, rests the small valley of Khe Sanh. At this time in history, it is calm and peaceful. But for 2 months in 1968, it was the scene of one of the most bitterly fought and highly publicized battles of the Vietnam War. For 70 days and nights, a determined group of 6,000 Marines and Allied troops held out against a besieging force of 20,000 North Vietnamese. Was Khe Sanh worth it? Why did the U.S. military command feel it necessary to defend this outpost? This is its story.
Yeah, continuously, income around continuously. They didn't know, Khe Sanh was
Back up on like
on a hill, like, and America called itself, it might be better now. So technologically brilliant about things, but they would make base camps in places where it's just obvious with that. Almost like back in the old West, like you got Geronimo and them going to attack you, and they got to come up that hill to you. So they would go to the top of that hill and like perimeter that thing off, and then just sit there.
9 days into the siege, American intelligence reports the presence of a 4th North Vietnamese division in the Khe Sanh area, bringing the total enemy strength to approximately 40,000. Half of these appear poised for an attack on the garrison.
In early February, the enemy again tried to take the 861 complex. However, this time they made an effort on its twin sister 861A. The attack on that hill was repelled through the use of not only the supporting arms, artillery, air, but also, as with every other attack on the perimeter, by the organic infantry weapons, the 81mm mortars, 3.5 rockets, M79, machine guns, and mines, and every other weapon available to an infantry battalion.
So some people sat out there in the jungle and watched. And the crazy part of this thing was, they don't sit in the jungle and watch. Every day, girls and women would come in, wash the clothes, go back out in the nighttime, telling everything they seen in there. That's all they let in, girls and women. I see the same kind of stuff going on. Well, I don't see it. When I used to look at the news, Iraq and Afghanistan, they would say non-combatants. If you're in a war, nobody in that, if you are in another foreign country, nobody's supposed to be a non-combatant. You either in a war or you're not. If you don't fight like a war, and they figure out that you're not going to fight it like a war, they figure out that women, children, is not going to get shot by you. They're going to use that to their advantage. And America still had that little stupid thing of not wanting to shoot women and children. And they killing people with suicide bombs and stuff.
There was a woman traveling with 2 men. They opened fire on us, we had to shoot back, you know. I think it's bad to have to kill women and children, but over here it's necessary. Definitely against violence, but, you know, it's just a 2-year span. I go back home, go back to the old ways.
I seen a suicide bomber, a girl. I don't know how old she was. And this wasn't no Arab, this was in, you know, with it. She was real skinny. Little teeny stick arms, stick legs, coming to her, GI. They always trying to sell you something, you know what I mean? And she real teeny legs, real teeny arms, but around the middle, she had on a little, like a loose fitting that thing, around the middle, she's real big, but she's too young to be pregnant or anything. I said, wait a minute. This dude, she ain't right. The word went up the line and said, somebody stop her. Then she started running to us. Everybody said, right there and look at her run. And finally started firing on her. And they think she blew up. She killed 7 people. Blew herself. blew up. As small as her leg and arm was, all that stuff that was packed around her, you know, she must have had, I don't know, but I don't think they had C4 and stuff like that, but I don't know what she had. But it made a nice blast. It slams up to the ground after flying through the air for a little bit. And 7 people died.
I don't want to see communism spread all over the world. Nothing I can do about it. Just stay here and do my time, which I'm going to do. Get out of Vietnam, go back to the world.
I couldn't see any purpose in the war back home. It never explained to me why we're actually here. And I really had nothing against these people. I want to kill them. And you go out in the woods and they'll shoot at you first. You'll see them, they'll shoot you if they get the chance. You have to shoot at them first. It's really bad. I still don't know why I'm here. That's the God's truth. 3 months and I don't know why I'm shooting these people.
The fascinating thing with me is the butterflies. They had butterflies that were like that. They would just fly through. We would watch the butterflies. But if you're just sitting there, you're just sitting. And butterflies are very timid insects, I imagine. And they would just come through. And then they just flying through. And then all of a sudden they break off. Then you know something ain't right. So you watch, a lot of stuff came from watching the animals and insects and stuff that live there. Everybody knows the fact that if they all make noise and all of a sudden they stop, something ain't right. That people die. And they come in, pick up the pieces, serve it in the dirt for the tags, and even if you found the tag, you probably couldn't put the tag to the right person, because the person wasn't there. You might find one boot. And so a lot of people, families back in here, in the world here, remains, came home, and might not been their people, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna know, you don't know who that was. The person get blew completely apart. Say a person stepped on a mine or something, on a booby trap or something, and blew right up. And blew it up, and like they was up there where the kitchen, and they blew it up. And you, as soon as they explode down, you react and you try to hit the ground. You don't hit the ground fast enough that some of that stuff don't hit you. But you hit the ground, and you lay there and wait, look around, see if any more ain't coming. Then there don't be no more ain't coming, so you get up and you move around. Might be an hour later, and you feel something on you. You take your finger and there's a piece of flesh on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a piece of that person. So those kind of things, you go through that stuff and you see people one at a time. The Vietnamese people, well, the North Vietnamese was supplying the Congo, because all of them were working together. The Vietnamese people knew that they couldn't beat us with technology, so they waged a war of attrition against us. And war of attrition means they just keep killing us. Just keep one at a time, keep killing us. 6 at a time, 7 at a time, because we were stupid. We were in their country, trying to beat them on their land, and we were real stupid about it. We didn't learn anything from it. We didn't learn anything from one day to the next. You would take ground, leave from base camp, go out on patrol, come back to base camp, instead of going out there and holding what you took, you came back. Then you gotta go back and take it back and look again tomorrow. They were moved in, moved out. You went out there while you was out there today. They done moved all kinds of stuff in. let you walk way past and go back in. Then later on that night while you tired, you've been out all day, then the whole world start blowing up. It's how they get that close, that quick. No, they didn't get that close, that quick. They came up close when everybody's out looking for them. We all out past where they is. We probably walked past them when we went up.
All right, I need a perimeter set up here, quick! Oh, man.
You got the first aid dress? I don't have.
They're up there, they're guns blood. Them dirty bastards.
Who's got? Oh, okay. I need one for him.
Perimeter set up around us. Get another company in here.
You got a first aid dress? I got in the belly. You better get me in the belly first.
Don't get excited.
Why not? It's
Hey,
another day in the Nam.
They wiped our whole squad out. Oh my fucking God. I should pull out your house flag and rush up that son of a gun. There's 3 machine guns scattered along the ridge. I don't know how many riflemen.
Get some? Okay.
You don't know what's going on, big baby. You might have to run. I ran over there. As soon as I ran over, I seen the body of the thing spreading into the bushes. And then I seen right there where his arm. The thing had done, the snake had disengaged his hands from the right and swallowed his arm right up to there. And I seen the Mangum people cut the snake off of his arm. And all the snake had something inside him that dissolved. The flesh started dripping off of him like that. And so, but they chopped it up in pieces like this, but they gonna eat this thing. They eat them. But one other thing that, but see, I didn't kill much with that dude anyway, because he had a big mouth, whatever, so he knew everything. But I understand that he lost that arm. But that right there tells you that you cannot be stupid, because he was stupid. You know what I mean? Because we had this little kind of thing like a mosquito net thing. That you could get into and you could zip into. You know, most people didn't do it because you were just scared they would, you know, something might happen, you gotta get up and run. But that was a good reason to get into that thing. You ever see that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting it. The snake swallowed resolved enough of it that he had to lose the arm. When he woke up, he was looking right at the snake's eyes, and then the nose over right there.
At Khe today, the airstrip is deserted, and the trenches and bunkers have long since been abandoned. The defenders have moved on to other battles. But the question remains, was such a fierce defense of a remote outpost really necessary? Only one thing is certain. The valiant stand of the Marines at Khe will take its place in history as the fiercest battle of the Vietnam War.